Chapter 49. Return to Beloved. Shizu's Homecoming. Rimuru. Well, it's time to welcome Shizu. Let's go. Finally, after so many years, she is coming back. She better make it up to me. HMPH. Well, anyway, now I am almost there. Those idiots and Shizu should be here. Ah, here they come, shouting like idiots. Ah, if I die here, then I will haunt you for the rest of your life, Cabal, Elin said. Elin is the teen adventure girl. Hahaha, that's not going to happen. You know why? Because I am going to die here too, Cabal said. Cabal is the man who is approximately 30 years old. Hey, you two, don't leave me behind. I am dying too, Guido said. Guido is the same age as Cabal. And all three of them are elves. Well, right now they are hiding that they are elves by using some magic to conceal their identity and show that they are humans. But from my eyes, nothing can be hidden. But still, I don't get it. Why are they running like this? Can't Shizu just deal with those bugs and come to me? I guess she must have something in her mind. Well, I'll let her do her thing. For the time being, I'll just observe what she wants to do. Shizu. Ah, if I die here, then I will haunt you for the rest of your life, Cabal, Elin yelled. Hahaha, that's not going to happen. You know why? Because I am going to die here too, Cabal replied to Elin. Hey, you two, don't leave me behind. I am dying too, Guido said, not wanting to feel left out. These idiots again. What am I doing in this situation? Ah, I remember. After I joined their group to return to Jura Forest, just like how I should be, I decided to do things as I did in my previous time, as a way to pass the time. But these idiots, they are even worse than before. They are really a monster attracting magnet. Since we started our journey, they have almost died more than 50 times. That Cabal, he always pokes some monster nest, and they chase us around. It's a good thing that I am strong now, but still, if I were as strong as I was with Ifrit, then we would be dead long ago. Seriously, I should have just killed these ants and returned to my Rimuru. I've had enough of these idiots. Now, I am done with their idiocy. I can't take it anymore. Here I go. Whoosh sweesh. And that's done. In one swing, all the ants are done. Whoa. Shizu, how did you do that? That was amazing, Elin exclaimed. Well, despite almost dying more than once, she is as energetic as ever. I never knew that you were so strong, Guido said, walking over to me. Thanks again for saving us. If you weren't with us, we might have died long ago. Hahaha, Cabal awkwardly said while joining us. You should be asking how I'm able to kill those monsters without breaking a sweat. Idiots, if they behave like this in the future, they will surely die by someone's hands instead of monsters. Look who's talking, the guy who attracted monsters towards us, Elin said to Cabal in an angry or irritated voice. I can't say. Hey, I am not the one who always brings trouble, you know. Cabal reverted back to Elin. But you are the one who poked into that nest this time, Guido said, supporting Elin. Hey, you two, and here their bickering starts again. Seriously. Guys, I think I was going to stop them, but the sound of someone clapping stopped me. There were only two people who could sneak up on me, and I know who this person is. Clap 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 clap. That was wonderful, but I would like to know, why did you pretend to struggle against them, and why didn't you kill them before, darling? An angelic voice came accompanied by the clapping. Ah, I know this voice. This is Rimuru. Finally, now I can meet him. Rimuru. Unable to contain myself any longer, I sprinted towards him, embracing him tightly. He didn't resist. Instead, he welcomed me with open arms, and the years that we were apart seemed to melt away in this moment of reunion. It had been years since I last held him like this. As our embrace lingered, I felt the warmth of his presence flooding back, igniting a spark that had never truly faded. Gazing into his eyes, I saw the same love and tenderness that had captivated me years ago. Time may have passed, but our love remained steadfast, unyielding to the trials of life. I've missed you so much, Rimuru. Tears welled up in my eyes as I whispered. And I've longed for this moment, my love. Nothing could ever keep us apart. He held me closer, his voice filled with emotion. In this embrace, surrounded by the echoes of our shared history, I knew that our love was timeless and unbreakable. Sorry for staying out so late, I whispered to him, still wrapped in his tender embrace. There's no need for you to apologize. It isn't necessary. You followed your heart, and that's all that matters. I'm happy that you were able to do what your heart said. But you have to make it up to me, he said gently, his voice soft, while tightening the embrace, but the ending was teasing. I make sure to pay my debt with extra interest. I teased back, a playful glint in my eyes. Ho ho, so I'm having a feast tonight, huh? He said in a playful voice, his eyes sparkling with affection. In that moment, our playful banter filled the air, adding a sweet melody to our reunion. Surrounded by his warmth and laughter, I felt the depth of our connection. Our love was not just enduring, it was alive with sparks of mischief and affection, making every moment together a cherished memory. Ahem, ahem. As Rimuru and I were wrapped in each other's embrace, engrossed in our romantic yet playful conversation, out of nowhere we heard the sound of someone clearing their throat. Oh, for a moment, I forgot that the idiot trio is still here. This is both embarrassing and awkward. I mused inwardly, feeling a flush of embarrassment. Glancing over at the trio, I noticed their awkward expressions, clearly not expecting to stumble upon someone in this forest, let alone this situation and intimate moment between Rimuru and me. Well, I suppose our reunion was too much for them to resist interrupting, Rimuru chuckled softly, breaking the tension. His words brought a smile to my face. I was grateful for his ability to lighten the mood. However, despite his efforts, the awkwardness still hung in the air. I tried to separate ourselves, not wanting to make the situation worse, but I couldn't. No, he didn't let me. Instead, he tightened the embrace, making the situation even more awkward. What is he thinking? This is so embarrassingly awkward. Rimuru paused. Ho ho, so I'm having a feast tonight, huh? I replied to her in a more teasing voice than hers. Tonight will be one of my best nights. It has been a long time since I held her like this, she also smells so good. Ah, her scent, how I missed it. I want this moment to last forever. Ahem ahem, while I was enjoying this moment, we heard someone clearing their throat. I glanced at the direction of the source of the incoming sound, and there I could see the trio looking at us awkwardly. I guess they didn't expect to encounter a situation like this, so their reaction is understandable. So cute. Shizu is embarrassed, and her face is all flushed bright red. She looks so cute. Well, I suppose our reunion was too much for them to resist interrupting, I said, chuckling lightly as I glanced between Shizu and the trio. Honestly, this whole situation is so romantic yet hilarious. Ha. What? Why is Shizu trying to separate herself from me? Ha, I get it, she doesn't want to make this more awkward. But I won't let her. There is no need to separate ourselves. We are married, she is my wife, and I am her husband, so there is no need to separate. It's only natural for a husband to hold his wife, there is nothing wrong with it. And about awkwardness, I don't care about that. I won't let her go, we have met after a long time, so I won't let her go. At least not now, maybe after some more time, but definitely not now. Shizu, who is this person? Elin asked, breaking the silence. Ah, he is. Shizu attempted to reply, still focused on trying to separate from me, but there was no chance she would succeed. I guess I have to answer. I am Rimuru-tempest, and I am her husband. Husband of Shizu-tempest. I introduced ourselves while tightening the embrace, and as I finished, I finally kissed Shizu. The idiot trio looked shocked and flabbergasted after learning Shizu's full name, and realizing that I am her husband. They exchanged bewildered glances, their mouths hanging open in disbelief. It seemed like they were struggling to process the unexpected revelation. Their reactions were priceless, and I couldn't help but feel a sense of amusement at their stunned expressions. Shizu, meanwhile, looked both embarrassed and touched by my declaration. As I held her close, I couldn't help but feel grateful for having her by my side. She was my beloved wife, and I was determined to cherish every moment we shared together. But instead of focusing on other things, we both started to enjoy the kiss, savoring the moment of intimacy amidst the shocked silence of the trio. As our lips met, a wave of warmth and affection washed over us, reaffirming the deep bond we shared. It was as if time stood still, and there were only the two of us, lost in the sweetness of our reunion. Our lips tasted just as they did before, carrying the familiar essence that I had longed for during our time apart. The taste was a symphony of memories, each moment we had shared flooding back as our kiss deepened. It was a taste that spoke of love and longing, of countless moments cherished and remembered. As we continued to embrace, the world around us seemed to fade into the background, leaving only the sensation of her lips against mine. The kiss was a testament to the enduring strength of our connection, a reminder that no amount of time or distance could diminish the love we held for each other. In that moment, surrounded by the tranquil beauty of the forest, I knew that our reunion was not just a fleeting moment of happiness, but the beginning of a new chapter in our love story. With this kiss, our journey has become more interesting, and I am certain that it will only grow more interesting from this point onward. As we continued to kiss, meanwhile, the trio continued to stand there, utterly dumbfounded by the unexpected turn of events. Their initial shock gradually gave way to a mixture of awe and disbelief, as they struggled to come to terms with the revelation. Eventually, Elin managed to find her voice, breaking the silence once more. You're married? How? When? She stammered, her eyes wide with astonishment, shock, and disbelief. As she spoke, we broke our kiss. I couldn't help but chuckle at their reaction, finding amusement in their incredulous expressions. Yes, indeed. Shizu is my wife, and I am her husband, I confirmed with a smile, my gaze never leaving Shizu's. Shizu, still blushing from our kiss, looked up at me with a mixture of love and gratitude in her eyes. Despite the awkwardness of the situation, there was also a sense of joy and contentment between us, knowing that we had found each other again after so long apart. Together, we stood there, wrapped in each other's embrace, as the realization of our reunion sank in for both of us and the stunned trio. And in that moment, surrounded by the beauty of the forest and the warmth of our love, I knew that the journey from now on would only be amazing. We will tell you everything, but for the time being, you should come to our place, I said to them after noticing that Shizu is too embarrassed to say anything for now. I think that's enough for now. I should let go of Shizu. The place? Do you live here? This time Kabal asked. Is it safe? We are in the middle of the forest, Guido added. Yes, it's safe. You don't have to worry about anything, I can assure you of that. So let's go, Shizu said, not wanting to drag the conversation any longer due to being too embarrassed, and started to head in the direction of the village. Her expression was too cute. Yeah, let's go, I said, taking Shizu's hand and intertwining my fingers with hers, and started to head towards the village. I could see the trio following us. And with that, we started to head towards the village, and the previous awkwardness between the trio was replaced by bewilderment, shock, and curiosity. I wonder, did that Attacker dragon go towards Grind or not? He better be gone, or else his future won't be good. Meanwhile, with Veldora. Veldora Pav. Why does Rimuru want me to go towards Sister Velgrynd and deliver his message? Can't he just use thought communication or something else? Why must I have to go and tell her that he has called her? Why me? I was happily spending my time with Rammus. I mean, I am learning new magic, so why did he, out of nowhere, tell me to go there and make sure that no one will find out that I am here? Well, there's no point in thinking over it. If he has told me, then there must be some reason behind this. And I am almost near her, the castle of that hero. What was his name again? Ah, I remember his name is Rudra. Yeah, Rudra. He is the emperor of this empire, but he is too arrogant. I don't like him. Well, anyway, I should find Sister and deliver the message. No, not there either. There are some people, so not there too, and in that room is just Rudra. Wait, what happened to him? Why is his soul so weak? Last time when I saw him, his soul was super strong. What happened, and why is it shattering? This must be the reason why Rimuru is calling her sister. He must want to talk with his sister about this. Well, I'll leave this matter as it is because it is too boring. I should just find my sister, deliver the message, and return to the labyrinth. So where is Sister Ha? Found it, so she is there in the garden. Well, now that I have found her, I should finish my work ASAP. Hey. Sister, I said while starting to fly towards Sister. Who is it? An intruder out of nowhere, someone yelled. Crap. I did it again. I messed up. Why did I shout like that? Because of that, someone found me. Brother specifically told me to make sure that no one finds me, and someone found me. Stupid me now, he will be angry. What should I do? Ha, I know, I'll just kill him before anyone could find out, so no one will be able to find out anything about me being here. Sorry, pal, but I don't want to die. So you'll have to die for me. I whispered menacingly as I materialized behind him and did what I wanted to do. Well, he was trying to say something, but before that, I killed him by forcefully injecting my magic into him. I overloaded his body with an excessive amount of energy, potentially causing him to explode due to the strain on his physical form from containing too many magicules in a confined space. This resulted in not only the destruction of his physical body, but also the destruction of his soul, completely erasing it from existence. Such a catastrophic outcome is a consequence of the nature of my magic. It's because of my soul corridor with Rimuru and my magicules being too much in the presence of null and unhealthy energies. They have become exceptionally lethal, poisonous, and destructive. Phew, that was close. I almost got caught. I sighed in relief after getting rid of that soldier. Veldora. I think I just heard the sound of the devil. SS Sister. What are you doing here? And why did you kill him? Sister asked me in a sweet voice. Well, sister, you see, I am here for some work with you and about him you see, I said, stuttering. Why the heck am I stuttering? He was one of the Imperial Guardians, and you just killed him. It's going to cause me some trouble explaining this to Rudra. Because I can't say that he was killed for some random reason. He is one of the elite and ranks 11th among the top 100 people. He wouldn't by any random excuse, she said, more irritated than angry. Well, it's good that she's not angry. Well, if it's about excuses, then can't you say that you killed him? I suggested an idea to her. Idiot, then I'll need to come up with a new excuse for why I killed him. It's too much of a bother. Sigh, I'll think about something, just tell me why you're here, Sister said in an irritated voice, but in the end, she gave up. Phew, I just survived. Well, you see, Sister, Rimuru has called you immediately, as soon as possible. As she spoke, I started to tell her the reason behind me coming here, but as soon as she heard that he had called her, her mood changed, and she readied herself to leave. Why do both my sisters have so much pride that they can't even meet Rimuru whenever they want? I know about their rivalry and all, and I know that they are trying to make the other one confess to Rimuru first, but still, that doesn't mean they can't meet him or spend time with him. Why do they have so much pride? Last time when I asked them, they said, if I go and spend time with him, then I might give her a chance to make a move, and also my pride won't allow me to do that because if I do, then it means that I'm not strong enough to win. Seriously, both of them said the exact same words to each other. Well, it's none of my business, so I'll leave that matter as it is. Whoa. Hold it right there. I stopped my sister by grabbing her hand. What is it? Didn't you just say that Rimuru has called me? She said it in a way that was angry, irritated, or confused. I can't describe it. Well, it is true that Buddy has called you, but he has also said some other things. I told her the reason for stopping her. Then tell me already. She said to me in a hurried voice. I was telling you, but it was you who abruptly started to leave and didn't let me finish. It's you, not me, it's you. I countered back. Haha, thank you, Rimuru. Because of you, now I can talk back to them like a normal sibling, but still there is a risk that they might hit me. Fine then, continue. I would interrupt or do anything until you finish. HMPH. She said while taking a seat on the nearby chair. Well, he also instructed me to inform you to create a parallel existence of yourself and leave it here, ensuring that your departure goes unnoticed by anyone, including Rudra. This way, no one will find out that you have gone somewhere, not even Rudra. Well, that is all that he said, I concluded, relaying all the details he had told me to convey to her. I see, was her response after getting all the information. What, that's all I got after doing this much work? What's with that reaction? They should be giving more credit than this at least. Sister should praise me for coming all the way here to give her this message, while making sure that no one will find out about me. Yes, that's right. I, the great mighty storm dragon Velzard-Tempest, deserve more credit than anyone. But still, I don't get it. Why is Rudra's soul weakening? Should I ask, sister? Well, there's no harm in trying, so why not? Hey, sister. I called her, breaking her from her thoughts. What? She asked, still thinking about something. Well, it's just that why is Rudra's soul weakening? It's shattering almost as if it is collapsing on itself. Do you know what is going on? I asked her. Well, even if this is a boring subject, I still like to know at least the gist of it. About that actually, I don't know either. I asked him multiple times, but he didn't say anything to me. And from the way he is acting for some time, it's as if he is trying to hide something. I have some theories, but none of them fit, and I have some suspicions, but at this moment, I can't say for sure, she replied to my question. She seems worried about him. They must be pretty good friends. And only friends, like very, very good friends, something like best friends, nothing more, nothing less. Well, whatever it is, I am sure that you can figure it out and solve it somehow, so there is no need to worry about that, I said to her reassuringly. Even if they try to show their superiority over me, boss me around, or order me, and sometimes threaten me, they are still my sisters. So, I need to take care of them and look out for them just as they look out for me. Yeah, you are right. And I think that he must have something to say about this matter, and that's why he has called me, she said, smiling faintly. That might be true. Anyway, make a parallel existence and head towards him, I told her, preparing to leave. Wait a minute, aren't you coming with me? Where are you going? She asked, stopping me. Well, I have some work with Ramers, so I am going to her place. So, you go by yourself, I said and started to fly, because if I stay with her too much, I am sure that she will drag me with her. Hey, get back here now. I think she just said something. Nah, it must be my imagination. Let's use Ciel's infamous Ciel style Uno reverse card. It always works. Chapter 50. Welcoming new subordinates. New members Part 1. Rimuru. The past few days were certainly interesting. First, after returning to the village, Shizu and I informed the idiot trio about ourselves. Initially, they were surprised, shocked, and astonished, but being as idiotic and naive as they are, they accepted it as if it were normal news. Not that surprising, but they should be more considerate. After telling them about our relationship, we discussed some more matters, like what they should tell their guildmaster and stuff like that. Once that was done, Shizu, Ciel, and I went to the imaginary space where Ciel had already created a utopia, and decked out the entire place with decorations fit for a queen's return for Shizu's return. The piece de resistance. A delectable cake, made by the masterful hands of Ciel herself. Trust me when I say that cake was nothing short of divine, a culinary masterpiece that left our taste buds in delight. Following the cake, I also ate Shizu and Ciel, and oh my, that was quite a feast for me. I don't know how much time we spent there, but we continued our activities until Shizu was knocked out. After she was knocked out, Ciel and I spent some time together, and later we both slept for a while. After some time when we all woke up, we decided to keep the momentum going with another round of pleasure, albeit with a more relaxed vibe, this time vanilla, if you will. Not anything too intense after our earlier rough session. Finally, after that, we exited the imaginary space. And since I had erased the concept of time inside imaginary space temporarily, it didn't make any difference how much time we were inside. So, when we exited the imaginary space, not a single second had passed, and we continued with what we were going to do. And that is declaring my and Shizu's relationship in the village, along with some other things. During this time, the idiot trio also left for their guild, saying that they can't stay for a long time, at least not now, but they will come again. The following day, we did nothing but observe the goblins, observing how they learned and improved. During this time, Ciel and I discussed the layout of our future city. Since it was created by Ciel, there were no mistakes in it, but upon taking one last look myself, I decided to make some changes. Before doing this, I had already sent Ranga, Gopta, Rigger, and some more goblins to gather some meat for the feast that we were going to hold the following night to celebrate Shizu's return. I still sent them, knowing full well that they would encounter ogres. And it happened just as I expected. They indeed encountered the ogres and were defeated, though not before inflicting considerable damage to the point that 2 of them were on the verge of collapsing. Following their defeat, Ranga called us via thought communication for help. Since it was all according to my plan, so, along with Shizu and Ciel, we went to help them. When we reached Gopta and the others to assist them, we encountered ogres. There were 6 of them, but 2 were almost defeated. Attempting to defuse the situation, I tried to talk things out, but they mistook us for some clown masked man, because we were also wearing our masks. When they didn't listen to me, I instructed Shizu to handle the situation since I didn't want to fight them. Shizu gracefully subdued them, crushing their arrogance and pride. After their defeat, the Red Ogre, more precisely my future right-hand man and the supreme general of my army, whom I am going to name Benimaru, was willing to talk. I invited them to our village to continue our discussion after clearing up the misunderstanding of them mistaking us for clown masked magin. The following night, during the feast, after listening to their story and conversing for some time, I proposed a deal to them. I offered to provide them with protection and a place to call home in exchange for their loyalty and assistance in defending the village. Additionally, I offered to provide them with resources and support to help them thrive in their new environment. I also promised to help them avenge the deaths of their fallen comrades who were killed by the Orc Lord's army. On top of that, I offered them a chance to become stronger by providing them with the power to avenge their fallen comrades. I offered them power beyond their imagination. And most importantly, I offered them a happy, healthy, and prosperous life in return for their eternal loyalty and allegiance. After hearing my proposal, the Red Ogre asked me to wait until tomorrow, so he could discuss this matter with his comrades in the meantime, and come to a decision by tomorrow. Showing my generosity, I gave him the time. The next day, after coming to their decision, they all came to me and accepted my proposal, and pledged their eternal and undying loyalty to me, and I also accepted them as my subordinates. As usual, like all my subordinates, I gave them names. At first, they were shocked, but the Red Ogre compassed himself and accepted names on behalf of the others. I named the Red Ogre Benimaru. I gave him that name because it translates to crimson in Japanese, which reflects his fiery and passionate personality, as well as his red hair. It's a fitting name that captures his essence and distinguishes him. After that, I named the Pink Ogre Shuna. I gave her this name because it reflects her gentle and nurturing personality. In Japanese, Shuna can mean elegant or graceful, which aligns well with her character traits as a caring and compassionate individual. Next, I named the male purple-colored ogre Suwa. I gave him the name because I thought it was a good name for him. Other than that, there is no specific reason. After him, I named the female purple-colored ogre Shion. I gave her this name because it reflects her strong and protective nature. In Japanese, Shion can mean sound of the tide, which aligns well with Shion's character traits as a loyal and courageous warrior. Following Shion, I named the normal-looking ogre Kurub. I gave him this name because it's a normal name befitting his normal appearance. Lastly, I named the old ogre Hikuro. I gave him this name because the name Hikuro reflects his strength, as it can mean white wolf in Japanese. This choice symbolizes Hikuro's loyalty, fierce nature in battle, and teaching qualities. Additionally, the white color often signifies purity and wisdom, traits that Hikuro demonstrates as an experienced warrior and advisor to Benimaru. After receiving his name, Benimaru made an abrupt request. He asked Shizu to train him. This request came from witnessing Shizu's exceptional mastery of flames during their confrontation, far outclassing his own abilities, and far means at an unimaginable level, or, you could say, at infinite times. Recognizing Shizu's strength and expertise in flame manipulation, and because Benimaru also specializes in flame manipulation, he asked for Shizu's guidance. As kind as ever, my Shizu accepted his request and promised to train him. However, as she made this promise, the smile she had was terrifying. I felt chills seeing her smile like that, and it wasn't just me, Benimaru felt it too. I think that Benimaru is about to experience hell. Well, good for him. So far, this much has happened since Shizu's return. Now, Ciel, Shizu, and I are sitting on the cliff's edge, embraced by the gentle shadow of a tree. Together, we witness the breathtaking scenery painted by the setting sun, a mesmerizing display of nature's beauty, further enhanced by the happy, smiling faces of my subordinates. They joyfully contribute to the village's progress, some were assisting in construction, others on patrol, and many more things. In this serene moment, amidst the tranquility of the evening, the sounds of birds and monsters mingle with the rhythmic hum of our village's construction, creating a symphony of life and progress. We are enjoying the mesmerizing view of the sunset. And it seems that Veldora has done his job because now I can sense the Grind is coming here. And it seems that Shizu also sensed it. Rimuru, did you sense it? It's Velgrynd. She is coming here, Shizu said to me, still leaning on my shoulder. Yes, I know. I am the one who has called her here. I have some things that I want to talk to her about, I told her, and once again, we returned to a comfortable silence. Even though we talked about Velgrynd, Ciel didn't even open her eyes, nor did she pay attention to what we were talking about. It's because she knows everything that I am thinking, planning, and going to do. Hey, Ciel, has he come to his senses? Has his soul and mind reached completion? Does he remember everything? I asked Ciel, and as I did, she woke up and started to pay attention. I asked her this because around this time he should be regaining his senses, recalling everything, and approaching completion. Well, not complete, but half complete. Let's see, Ciel said and closed her eyes once again. He is on the brink. Almost there. His senses have returned, and his soul and mind are nearly whole. Yet the memories elude him, and he remains in a state akin to his former self. But I am sure that in the span of 1.5 years, all shall be revealed. He will remember everything, and he will attain full completion, once again reclaiming his omnipresence, omnipotence, and omniscience, Ciel said after opening her eyes after 1 second. I see, was my reply. So, his return comes near, or should we call it a rebirth or birth? This marks his first coming into existence, at least in this form. Well, not exactly the first time, but if we disregard his other half, it's like he's being born anew. Like, in a way, this part of him has come into existence for the first time. What are you talking about? Who is coming? Shizu asked in a confused voice after listening to our conversation. Don't worry about it, dear. You will understand in time, so there is no need to think about it now. Just relax, I gently replied to her. This matter doesn't concern anyone else here. I am sure that whenever he returns, he will seek me out directly. After all, he will be dying for answers, desperate to know the truth. Honestly, he is one heck of a problem child. No, master, he is not a problem child. He is simply a lost child seeking the truth, wanting to know the real reason, the real truth, Ciel said, correcting me. Yeah, you were right. But still, I don't have any answers for him because most of the answers to his questions reside within his very own existence, I said, shedding light on the darker aspects of existence. Yes, indeed. His existence holds all of his answers, and his other part has some awareness about it, but this part is lost in rage, engulfed in turmoil, and seeks answers, craving truth even if they are lies, because he just wants to satisfy his mind, Ciel nonchalantly said. That is true. For a long time, his other part, or should I say his counterpart, has also been feeding lies to himself just to ensure that he won't lose his own sanity in the state of confusion and distress, trying to prevent it. But I am sure that this part of him won't be satisfied with just lies. He is craving for truth because you and I, we both know what makes him different from his other part, I replied to her unasked and unwanted question. But as the king of all existence, as the father of all existence, I have to. This time, I have to tell him the truth about his existence, I continued. Yes, but I think we should discuss this matter some other time because Velgrynd is almost here, and it's best to focus on her matters first, Ciel said to me. As Ciel spoke, Grind made her grand entrance, descending gracefully with an air of purity and elegance. Her presence commanded attention, implying that the discussion would have to wait. It's been a while, Grind. I greet Grind, opening my arms to her. Yes, it's been a while. I missed you. She replied, stepping into my embrace. I gently wrapped my arms around her, taking her into my embrace. How have you been? Ciel greeted Grind, and following her, Shizu also greeted her. And the women's chatter started. Clap clap. Well, girls, if your pleasantries are finished, then I have an important matter to discuss with Grind, I said, bringing their attention towards me. Ah, yes. What's the matter? Why did you call me immediately? Grind asked while sitting under the tree at the same place where we were sitting a few moments ago. I will cut to the chase and ask you right away. With that, I started the discussion with Grind about the topic that I wanted to address. I see. Thanks for the information, Rimuru. I'll follow your instructions. But before that, I need you. Grind exclaimed after we wrapped up our lengthy discussion. It seems that she has been longing for me for quite some time. I am also waiting for that, but before we proceed, could you clarify something? Did you leave behind a parallel existence, and if so, how much energy does it contain? I asked her because right now she seems quite low on energy. Ah, you see, because you said that I have to make sure that no one will find out that I left the Empire, and in order to do that, I left a parallel existence behind. And, to make it more effective in concealing my absence and ensuring that no one will be able to find out about it, I left 96% of my total energy to the parallel existence, retaining only 4% of my total energy, she explained after doing some calculations. I see. If that's the case, then with Grind's current energy reserves, she likely possesses only 5M of existence value. Her total existence value, while her parallel existence holds 115M. However, this is not good, because now what she is going to do will require a considerable amount of energy, and with what little energy she has, she won't be able to go through with the plan. What to do? What to do? How about I just replenish her energy? That should do it. Hey Grind, come over here, let me replenish your energy. I called out to Grind, informing her that I would replenish her energy. What do you mean, me? She tried to ask what I meant, but before she could finish, I kissed her. Through the kiss, our lips, or should I say mouths. I started to channel my energy to her, replenishing her energy to its full count. As the kiss deepened, I could feel her soft lips taste different than they were before. Previously, her lips tasted like strawberries, but now they tasted like a mixture of mango and strawberries. But I didn't mind it, though. As I deepened the kiss, I slowly slid my tongue inside her mouth and started to explore. Soon, the battle between our tongues began. After a satisfying 10-minute-long and passionate kiss, we parted, Grind panting with satisfaction. That was great. I liked it. Grind said after breaking the kiss. Yeah, me too. I replied to her. Hey, don't leave us behind. Ciel said, and as I looked towards her, she also kissed me, and behind her, I could see that Shizu was also standing, waiting for her turn. I guess this is going to take more time than I thought. We should head into imaginary space because I am sure that Grind won't be satisfied with just one kiss. Time skip. Some time inside imaginary space later. Well, that was great. We ended up having a foursome. Well, Grind was apart from me for a long time, so she must have wanted to do this for a while to relax herself, not that I mind either way. Anyway, now that Grind has left, what should we do next? Giving tasks to Benimaru and others is still pending, and by this time, they must have finished their evolution into Honest. Or, in the case of Xian, a wicked Oni. Originally, after receiving a name from a higher being, they should have evolved into Kijins, but due to my influence, they evolved directly into Honest. As for Xian, she should have also evolved into an Oni, but because Ciel told me that the wicked Oni race is far more suitable for her than the mystic Oni, we should change her evolution path. Seeing no problem in it, I let her go with that choice. By now, they should have all completed their evolution. Let's go check on them. Wait, Master, Diablo just sent a thought communication, saying that he has finished his job and he is ready to return, Ciel informed me, while I was thinking of checking on Benimaru and the others. If that's the case, then tell him to bring them here. Also, tell Tom and Jerry that with that, I instructed Ciel to order Diablo to bring them here, and to convey my other orders to Tom and Jerry. Okay. She said and started to relay my instructions to that duo. Now that I think about them, I seriously regret giving them these names, because whenever I see them together, they always seem to be arguing, bickering, or sometimes even fighting for their lives, trying to kill each other over small things, such as, why are you sitting there, or other silly matters like that. I should have given them some other names rather than these, because in that show, these two characters are also constantly fighting and bickering with each other. But still, even if they are like this, the fact remains that because they are from my lineage, they are strong. They can even match primordials and fight on equal footing with Rain and Misseri in their best form. Certainly, that duo is the strongest among all demons after us, 6 out of 8 primordials. And 6 because they are as strong as Rain and Misseri, or even stronger than them. It has been a long time since they fought any of the primordials, and certainly, they have grown stronger since then. As for Rain and Misseri, I am not sure because they are always with that guy, acting like his maids, and because of that, they have not become stronger than before. Who knows, the duo of Tom and Jerry might have surpassed them, and if that has happened, then they are stronger than Rain and Misseri. They might be as strong as the Demonist Trio and fight on an equal footing with them. But I am sure that in the end, the Demonist Trio will win. However, if the fight is 1 versus 2, I mean the Tom and Jerry duo versus one of the Demonesses, then the duo will win easily without much difficulty. Even though they argue and fight with each other constantly, they are surprisingly amazing when it comes to fighting together. They fight flawlessly together, each of their attacks in perfect sync, and each of their moves calculated. It's as if they can read each other's minds and formulate a plan within seconds, applying it effortlessly. Seriously, together they are one hell of a duo. And it's not only that these two are strong because almost all of the demons from our lineage are stronger than any other demon from the other 7 lineages. And just because I don't know their current status, don't start assuming that I'm lazy and neglectful of my subordinates, because I'm not that type of person. I haven't met them or inquired about their current status simply because I don't need to. I can always find out about it whenever I want to, but why bother? It's not like it would benefit me anyway. I've given them the task of managing my territory within Hell, and as long as there are no issues, there's no need for me to leave behind my comfortable and leisurely life and go there. Anyway, it seems that Diablo is here. Chapter 51. Welcoming new subordinates. New members Part 2. Rimuru. Well, it seems that Diablo is here, he should be here at any moment. And here he comes. My lord, I have completed the task that you gave me and returned. Diablo said as he appeared next to me and kneeled, and the people that he has brought are also with him. I see. That was my reply as I analyzed the people that he has brought with him. It is pleasant seeing you again, Lady Ciel and Shizu-sama. Diablo greeted Ciel and Shizu after greeting me, and to his greeting, they just gave him a nod. Well, let's see what we have here. One small blonde-furred fox with 3 tails. So she will be one of my top subordinates, huh? Well, she certainly looks fluffy and cute. Another is a skeleton. He appears to be a lich-like being that wears clergy robes. So this is a dolmen, huh? Well, I can see that he has potential for using magic. And with the dolmen is another undead. He must be Albert, and the dragon next to him must be the undead dragon, the assistant of a dolmen. Well, it's time to add them to our village. So these are the people that you brought, huh? They certainly have some potential in them, I remarked, once again focusing on Diablo. Yes, master. This is a dolmen, the priest specializing in magic, and this is Albert, a dolmen's right-hand man. The evil dragon also accompanies them. And the fox here is unnamed, but is recognized as one of Clayman's 5 fingers. I've brought them as you instructed. If you allow me, I'd like to further explain how I recruited them, Diablo said after introducing them. Well, he has done a good job, and considering Diablo's successful recruitment, it's worth hearing about his adventures. I'm particularly interested in how he managed to persuade them to serve me, because, from their looks, it doesn't seem like he has forced or threatened them, it's quite the opposite. It looks like they have willingly decided to serve me. Fine, I'll allow you to explain further. I gave him my permission. With my pleasure, my lord. You see, with that, he started to explain his adventure. Well, explaining what he said seems difficult because during the explanation, he started to sprout some nonsensical details. So, you'll just see the flashback. Flashback. Diablo Pov. Ah, how wonderful, how delightful, my lord has given me an order, a personal and important task. What a bliss. And weird. Ahem, it's very important. My lord has instructed me to execute it flawlessly. It's a crucial task, so I must give my all and execute it perfectly. I can't let Rimuru-sama down. It would be my gravest sin. If that were to happen, my life wouldn't be enough to atone for it. No, I won't let this happen. I will do this flawlessly, Diablo. Don't think things like that, yes. Let's focus on the task at hand. So first, I need to go to that weak clown's territory. If my lord hadn't stopped me, I would have killed him and his subordinates and taken those people with me. But if Rimuru-sama has told me to do it this way, then I should do it this way. My lord must have some divine grand plan that he has told me this. And he is totally wrong. Rimuru is just saving him for later. I am not worthy enough to meddle with my lord's plan. I am just a mere servant of my lord. He is divine, an absolute being. No one in existence can even compare to the dust of his foot. I should just follow what my lord has told me. Yes, let's go with this plan. Okay, now that I'm here, the first thing to do is recruit the undead priest named Adalman. So where is he? Let's see, he is undead, and according to the information I have, he is bound to this land here by some kind of curse. So let's see where he is. Ha, found it. So there he is. Interesting, he has quite the army of undead and an undead dragon too. But they are not particularly strong, and from the looks of it, only the priest Adalman and his right-hand man seem a little capable. And if that dragon has a name, it can also become quite capable. Ah, I see what a divine plan my lord has to foresee everything. Truly, what a bliss to be able to serve my lord. I am eternally grateful to my past self for deciding to serve my lord. Ah, it seems he has set a trap for intruders, huh? Let's assess his capabilities. Third person Pov. With that in mind, Diablo confidently entered Adalman's trap, keen on evaluating his defensive skills, strategic thinking, and magical knowledge. His ultimate goal was to secure the finest assets for his lord, which is why he chose this approach, eager to uncover Adalman's secrets and determine how they could benefit his master's cause. Ho ho, so he's implemented a spell to disable his target's magic sense. Quite a strategic move, I must say. He seems to have a well-thought-out plan. First, lure the enemy into the trap, then block their senses, and finally, launch an ambush with an undead army. While this tactic may prove effective against most magin, it lacks the finesse needed to outmaneuver opponents of our caliber. Nonetheless, it shows that he has potential to become strong. These were Diablo's thoughts as he progressed through the trap. While Diablo confidently and fearlessly progressed through the trap, suddenly, out of nowhere, an undead army arose and surrounded him. Despite the magnitude of the army, Diablo remained calm and started to observe them. Amidst his observation, a particular undead, adorned in holy robes befitting a priest, stepped forward, releasing his overwhelming aura. So, you are the one, huh? The one named Adalman, one of the 5 fingers serving the clown demon Lord Clayman, Diablo said, his voice filled with mockery as he addressed Adalman, mocking Clayman. Indeed, I am Adalman, the White King, who commands a multitude of undead. A servant of the great demon Lord Clayman and the one he has ordered to protect this land, Adalman proudly declared, standing tall and confident. Great you say, but all I can see is that Clayman is nothing more than an idiot clown, Diablo mocked Clayman, hoping to provoke Adalman into fighting him with his full strength. You, a lowly intruder who dares to speak ill of demon Lord Clayman. Surrender quietly. As you can see, I have completely surrounded you and blocked any means of spatial movement. If you surrender now, I may consider sparing your life and granting you the privilege of serving demon Lord Clayman, Adalman stated confidently, believing he held the upper hand in the situation. I see, but for you to entertain the thought of me serving your lord and betraying my own, how foolish. You have committed the gravest sin. For this, you shall be punished. Diablo's voice grew colder with each word, his anger escalating to an unimaginable degree. In this moment, Diablo's anger knows no bounds. Insulting Rimuru, his one and only true god, is an unforgivable and gravest sin in his eyes. Adalman's actions have gone beyond insult. Even worse, Adalman dared to entertain the thought of Diablo betraying his own lord, which Diablo sees as the gravest sin of all. This betrayal, in Diablo's eyes, is the ultimate sin, deserving of the harshest punishment. While it is true that Rimuru ordered Diablo to bring Adalman back alive, he didn't specify that Diablo couldn't punish him beforehand. Therefore, Diablo is resolved to deliver punishment. He will first punish Adalman for his sin, and then fulfill his duty by bringing him to Rimuru. You will punish me? What kind of absurd idea is that? But rest assured, I shall make sure you meet your end. Adalman declared and ordered his army to attack Diablo. He rushed into the fight because, as Diablo was speaking, he also began to release his ore. It wasn't much, just a little, but it still made Adalman wary of Diablo. That's why Adalman decided to deal with him as soon as possible. By the way you're speaking, I thought you would attack me directly, but instead, you're using your minions, Diablo said in a disappointed voice. He had expected Adalman to engage him directly, allowing him to gauge his strength. I'm afraid to tell you that I am more of a strategic and manipulative person than a direct combatant, Adalman replied to Diablo. Sigh, how disappointing. Holy magic. Purification. Snap. Diablo's voice echoed with frustration and power as he snapped his fingers. As Diablo snapped his fingers, hundreds of intricate magic circles materialized beneath the entire undead army, pulsing with pure energy. And with a snap, a wave of blinding light shone from the circles, engulfing every undead creature in his field. Their anguished cries filled the air as their souls were violently torn from their cursed bodies. In an instant, the curse that bound them to this realm and the curse that made them undead were shattered, leaving them helpless as the once undead were purified, and their curse has been lifted. But their fate is far more sinister than mere purification. In the middle of the chaos, with Diablo's evil smile, it became clear that Diablo harbors darker intentions. Do you truly believe that this will suffice? It wouldn't even scratch the surface of atoning for your sins. The torment of having your soul torn from your body is merely the beginning of your punishment. Dark magic. Pain of the burning soul. Snap. Diablo's voice echoed with malice, sending shivers down the spine of even the bravest souls, as he once again snapped his fingers. As Diablo's fingers met, hundreds of intricate magic circles, pulsating with malevolent, ominous energy, materialized beneath each soul that was mere moments ago, ready to pass on. But the sinister hum that seemed to echo from the depths of the bottomless abyss, the magic circles activated, unleashing a relentless torrent of flames, directly from hell itself, inflicting excruciating agony upon each soul, intensifying their suffering beyond mortal comprehension. It won't be enough to condemn them for their sins, but any more than this and their souls will break apart and collapse on themselves, making it almost impossible to return to their prior state. So, for this once, I shall stop at this. Now then, all of them are finished. What about the former holy priest, Adalman? Diablo contemplated what to do about the undead army, and after coming to a decision, he once again focused on Adalman. Well, what are you? You, despite being a demon, how are you able to use holy magic? Adalman, despite witnessing the agony of his army, instead of mortifying, started to ask about magic. But it seems that it caught Diablo's attention. Ho ho, I find your will quite strong to be able to speak directly to me, even after witnessing the punishment of your subordinates. Holy magic, you say? It's simple. I believe in my God. If you truly believe in miracles, if you truly believe in God, then anyone will be able to use holy magic. If you believe in God, then you will also be able to use holy magic, just like before, Diablo replied to Adalman, emphasizing the importance of faith. Through his every word, his unwavering devotion to Rimuru can be clearly seen. You lie. It cannot be possible. I was once after hearing Diablo's words, Adalman lost his composure and started to ramble about his past, how he became an undead, and how he lost his faith in luminism. After Adalman's rambling, he attempted to use holy magic. Miracle disintegration on Diablo, but Diablo swiftly overtook his spell and nullified it. Following their conversation, Adalman's eyes finally opened. Adalman had a change of heart and decided to pledge his allegiance and undying loyalty to Diablo's master, the true god. Because Adalman happily accepted Rimuru as his true god, Adalman was spared from punishment by Diablo. With this development, the first part of Diablo's mission was accomplished, leaving only the task of finding the fox. Upon successfully recruiting Adalman, Diablo proceeded to infiltrate Clayman's castle. Inside, he spotted a fox in the company of Clayman. Since Rimuru hadn't specified any prohibition against appearing in front of Clayman, and given that it wouldn't disrupt Rimuru's plans, which were non-existent at the moment, Diablo decided on a direct approach. "Ah, are you the clown demon lord known as Clayman?" Diablo questioned, his voice carrying tones of suspicion, curiosity, and mockery, as if he were toying with Clayman. Despite being fully aware of Clayman's identity, Diablo chose to play with him a little. Who are you? How did you get here? Tell me. Who are you?" Clayman's voice trembled with a mix of caution and anger, as he demanded answers from Diablo, the unexpected intruder in his domain. "Me, huh? I am but a servant of my great lord, the true god. Now, hand over that cryptid fox you possess," Diablo responded calmly, his words full of mockery as he showed his authority. "Nine tails. What are you talking about? What do you want? No. How did you get here in the first place?" Clayman continued to bombard Diablo with questions. "Well, if you won't cooperate, then I'll have to make you," Diablo threatened, his voice firm as he hinted that he will meet the world of pain if he doesn't comply with him, while releasing a small amount of his menacing aura. "Why you think you can scare me, you fool? I am one of the 10 great demon lords. I am Marionette Master Clayman. Now that you're here, you won't leave alive. Go, my servants, kill him." Clayman, feeling threatened by Diablo's presence, reacted with defiance and ordered his minions to attack Diablo. At Clayman's command, the cryptid fox, which was sitting on a desk alongside a metalloid demon, attacked Diablo. However, much to their and Clayman's dismay, Diablo swiftly eliminated the metalloid demon and immobilized the fox. "How weak. What kind of demon lord are you? Instead of facing me yourself, you ordered your men. How disappointing. You haven't even awakened yet. Pathetic. I must remind Guide that my lord has already instructed him not to admit any weak individuals to the Demon Lord Council," Diablo continued, expressing his disdain after dealing with the metalloid demon and the fox. What how? What do you mean you have to remind Guy? How do you know him? And how do you know about Demon Lord Awakening? Who are you? Clayman exclaimed, his confusion and frustration palpable. "You are not worthy of knowing about me and my lord. As for Demon Lord Awakening, it's simple. I am an awakened Demon Lord myself, unlike you. You lack the strength and skills required to be awakened, and just by looking at your soul, I can tell that you are not one," Diablo replied calmly, his words showing nothing but superiority. "Enough chatter. It's time for me to leave," he added, picking up the fox in his arms. Help me, help." As Diablo picked up the fox, she pleaded for help. Diablo heard her plea, and a smile replaced his stern expression. With the fox's plea, his second goal was achieved. If he freed the fox and she agreed to join his master, his task would be complete. The thought brought a smile to his lips. With this in mind, Diablo decided to release the fox. "I see. In that case, let me set you free. If you wish, you can join me and serve our lord," Diablo said. With a wave of his hand, he broke the curse on the fox and set her free. "You? What are you doing? Leave that fox immediately. It's mine," Clayman demanded, his voice filled with anger and desperation, as one of his powerful servants was taken away by Diablo. However, his protests fell on deaf ears, as Diablo merely gave him a quick death glare. "Be quiet, you clown," Diablo replied in a bone-chilling voice, accompanied by a menacing death glare. Without waiting for Clayman's response, Diablo swiftly teleported to Adalman. But before leaving, he cast a small spell directly on Clayman's soul, ensuring that he would experience a significant amount of pain for some time. "Now that my mission is complete, let's get going," Diablo said to Adalman and the fox, preparing to teleport them to Rimuru. However, before he could initiate the teleportation, he sensed something from Clayman's castle. A demon summoning, I see. So that's what my lord is planning. Truly marvelous," Diablo muttered to himself before teleporting to Rimuru's location along with his new recruits. Flashback end. Well, that's what happened, and I'm sure it only shows Diablo's weirdness even more. Oh well. Now that the flashback is over, let's proceed with the current situation. So, Adalman, and you fox. Both of you have chosen to become my subordinates. I asked them one last time. I'm certain that Diablo had ensured that they would say yes, but it's better if they say it themselves. Yes, Sir Great Rimuru-sama. Diablo Dono has already told us about how great you are, and now that we are in your highness's presence, I can wholeheartedly agree with each of Diablo Dono's words. My lord is truly marvelous, great. My lord is the one and only true god. I had barely given them permission to speak when Adalman started spouting nonsense. Ah, great. Another Diablo, but he's still somewhat less of a simp than Diablo. Kring. I need to stop him now. Okay. I get it, just give me your answer. I told him in a stern voice, if I recall from my past experiences with Diablo. From those encounters, I can say that a stern voice works well in this kind of situation. Please forgive us, your holy highness. I shall give my life to condemn this sin of speaking like this in front of my great lord. And here he goes again. He truly is just like Diablo. Just tell me, do you want to become my subordinates? I asked him once again, and for the last time, in a very serious voice. If I don't, he'll start praising me again, as if praising me is life's only purpose. Ah, please forgive me, my great lord, and let me become one of your subordinates, even if it's the lowest. I, Adalman, along with my right-hand man, Albert, and this dragon, pledge our eternal and undying loyalty to you. Please accept us as your subordinates. Adalman finally said. Well, that's good. Now only the fox is left, I remarked, looking at the fox. I also pledge my eternal and undying loyalty to you, my lord. Following Adalman's example, the fox also pledged its loyalty to me. Okay then, as a symbol that you are my subordinates, I will give you names, I declared. With that, I named the fox Kumar, and as I named her, she went into her evolutionary sleep. I should also name her Tails once she wakes up. Yeah, it will be a good idea. After her, I named the undead dragon Venti, and when I gave her a name, she evolved and attained a humanoid form. And for Adalman and Albert, I just renamed them. Now that the naming is done, I will assign you your tasks. Diablo, take Kumar and bring her to Apido to let her rest there. Adalman, you can stay with Diablo for a while and learn about magic, I instructed them. The tasks were nothing special, in fact, at this moment, I didn't even need them. Then the question arises. Why did I order Diablo to recruit them? Actually, the answer to this question is very simple because I have a plan in mind. Considering the recent developments, like Rudder's weakening soul and his new arrival, I've made some changes to my previous plan. Initially, I was going to follow the same path as my other timeline variant, until I gathered all my important subordinates, which is up until the time when Clayman called a wall purchase in that timeline. But now, I have a new plan, and sticking to that timeline won't be beneficial. Besides, if everything happens exactly as before, it would be boring, and there would be no point in starting this adventure. That's why I've decided to change things up. Now, I'll follow the same course of action as in that timeline until the orc incident, because I only lack 2 more individuals to complete my top subordinates. By the time the orc incident concludes, I'll have recruited them. So, I'm letting the events play out as they should until the orc incident, excluding the part where I recruited the primordials, Adalman, Kumar, and some other stuff. However, these changes don't alter things until the orc incident, so it's acceptable. After the orc incident, I'll follow my own plan, which is different from the events that occurred in that timeline. So let's see how things turn out. Chapter 52. The First Battle of Tempest. Rimuru-Tempest. It's been almost 4 months since I recruited Adalman and Kumar. Currently, we are heading towards the marshlands. With me are Veldora, Diablo, Benimaru, Shion, Hikuro, Gopta, Ranga, and a few goblins. Over these past 4 months, many things have happened. Let's start with the first thing. The duties I assigned to my subordinates. After Kumar completed her evolution along with everyone else's, I gathered them all. First, I ordered Hikuro to select capable monsters who could fight and train them. Next, I instructed Kurub and Kajin to establish a shop where they could work together. After that, I directed Sawa to gather monsters with talents and skills like espionage and intelligence gathering, to create an intelligence department. This department would eventually expand throughout the world. After him came Shion. When it came to her, she threw a tantrum, saying that she wanted to become my secretary. However, since I have Diablo as my secretary, I shut her down and made her my personal bodyguard instead. Even though I don't really need one, I didn't want to upset her with my refusal, and I didn't want to come off as too cold. After all, even though she is a bit eccentric, she's still one of my subordinates. When I made her my personal bodyguard, Diablo approached me, asking if he could train Shion. He knows I don't need a bodyguard, but he said that, if I'm going to have one, she should be strong enough to face any awakened individual. That's why he decided to train Shion a bit. I didn't stop him either, this way, he'll also stay occupied and don't do too much weird stuff. After Shion was Shuna. For her, I assigned tasks to help in the kitchen and other areas. Once our village expands and becomes a big city or country, I will give her a proper position. After Shuna was Benimaru. I was going to give him the task of handling the military from the start, but then I remembered he was going to train with Shizu. So, I didn't give him any tasks. However, he himself said he can manage the training and tasks together. Thus, I tasked him with overseeing all of the military and related matters. After dealing with the Oni, I turned my attention to Adalman and Kumar. At the moment, I didn't have any specific tasks for them. So, I decided to send Kumar to Apido for training together. But before she left, I named all 9 of her tails, and now all of her tails are named. As for Adalman, I instructed him to assist the village and its residents. Additionally, I told him that he could learn more about magic from Diablo. Also, recently, I've heard rumors that Diablo and Adalman are both together trying to make a temple or something like that. I need to find out what's going on, but every time I attempt to investigate, Ciel always intervenes and stops me. I wonder why. After that, for the next 3.5 months, I did nothing but oversee the village work and spend my quality time with Shizu and Ciel. I didn't need to focus too much on expanding the city and its internal features, because I had already thoroughly discussed the plans for expanding the city and its infrastructure with Mert and other dwarves. We've outlined clear strategies for development that address various aspects of city expansion, from housing to public facilities. As for the citizens, I've entrusted Recruitment with the task of managing every detail related to their well-being and needs. This includes everything from healthcare and education to public services and community engagement. By giving him these responsibilities, I've ensured that the citizens' needs will be met efficiently, leaving me with less work. This way, as the population grows and my territory and nation expand in the future, I won't be burdened with major tasks or administrative duties, nor will I spend time doing paperwork in my office. I've laid the foundation, and everything will go according to my plan. This means I'll be the king of the nation with all the power in my hands, without having to deal with tedious and boring tasks. The groundwork is complete, only the next steps remain. After 3.5 months, that idiotic and arrogant lizard, Kabiru, showed up demanding our submission. I was angry by his audacity, but then I reminded myself that he would be one of my top subordinates in the future. So, I decided to forgive him this time. Unfortunately, Diablo isn't as forgiving as I am. He couldn't control himself and ended up killing Kabiru in the most brutal way possible. While I could have stopped Diablo, my anger towards Kabiru made me reluctant to intervene. So, I let Diablo administer his punishment. After Diablo killed him, I revived Kabiru and let him go. However, I'm certain that the experience left him with PTSD. After that idiotic lizard's visit, we held a meeting, which I felt was unnecessary. However, for the sake of my subordinates, I conducted it. During the meeting, we decided that 2 weeks from the day of the meeting, Diablo, Benimaru, Sean, Hikuro, Gopta, Ranga, a few goblins, and I would go to deal with the Orc Lord. I also sent Saya had to form an alliance with the Lizardmen. While we don't necessarily need an alliance, it might help us recruit Kabiru in the future, so I allowed it. Additionally, Trainee visited me, requesting assistance in defeating the Orc Lord. In truth, we don't need such a large group to defeat the Orc Lord and his minions. Benimaru and Sean alone would suffice. However, I had already promised Benimaru and the others that I would help them avenge their fallen comrades, so I couldn't back out now. I believe Benimaru and Sean alone would be enough to defeat the Orc Lord and his army. I'm saying this because in just 4 months, they've become incredibly strong compared to normal individuals. On top of that, they've also acquired some powerful skills. First, there's Benimaru. This guy has improved immensely, more than anyone else. After just 4 months of training with Shizu, along with a unique skill he acquired on his own, and another unique skill that Ciel gave him, he has become on par with awakened beings such as true demon lords and true heroes. He has achieved this level of strength primarily because of his training with Shizu. I visited him twice during their training sessions, and from what I saw, Benimaru went through experiences worse than hell. Well, Shizu is a demonic head instructor for a reason. After evolving into an Oni and undergoing training with Shizu, along with some external help, there has been a significant increase in his magicals as well as skills. His existence value is now around 900k. If he had evolved into a Kijin after getting a name, his existence value would be around 200k 250k. But, upon evolving into an Oni, they increased drastically to about 400k, but that was when he was newly evolved into an Oni. However, after training with Shizu, his magicals increased once again, and his existence value reached almost 700k. When that happened, I decided to test him a little to see his skills. After witnessing his abilities, I've become interested in his growth and am considering training him further. However, this will have to wait until after the Orc Lord incident. Also, there's one more reason behind my decision to train Benimaru. His return. If he is going to return, then I'm sure a large army and battle lie ahead, and for that, I need to prepare my subordinates. That army will be strong enough to destroy the entire cardinal world. If he puts effort into creating them, that army could even pose a threat to the outer world. However, their impact on the outer world would likely be minimal, akin to merely touching the surface of the sea. I'm confident that his army won't surpass this level of strength. He wouldn't allow his minions to wreak havoc unchecked, doing so would displease him. Still, I need to prepare my subordinates for them. I know you are thinking I could simply kill them all, so why bother with all this like an idiot? But don't you think it would be pretty boring if I just annihilated them? That's why I'm going to create a powerful army to make things interesting. I think we're starting to go off track, so let's refocus on Benimaru. He received the unique skill Born Leader from Ciel, a comprehensive leadership skill. This skill not only allows him to take control of troops with ease, but also enables him to inspire and encourage them. Additionally, it grants him the ability to predict enemy movements, giving him a strategic edge in battle. Pretty cool, right? Moreover, this skill is particularly well suited for his role as a commander of the army. Ciel gave him this skill to ensure he can effectively manage and lead the army. It's designed to improve his decision-making abilities during battle because, the ability to make quick decisions and formulate plans is crucial in combat. But the most interesting skill he possesses is his second unique skill, Master Flames. This skill doesn't have any sub-skills, but it offers a powerful ability, granting the user full control over flames. His performance is on par with Ultimate skills, and with Shizu's guidance, Benimaru has almost mastered this skill. This skill was born from Benimaru's strong desire to become powerful and master the element of flame. Another factor is the influence of Shizu. It could be said that this skill has been born of Shizu's skill and I are her auspicious child, in a way. They enkindle like Hanbol. 21 Shuna acquired her ultimate skill, and it's said that her ultimate skill is the auspicious child of Rimuru's skill, Shub Nigurath. Anyway, with that skill, his control over flames has reached a new level that he couldn't even imagine. Along with this skill and his other abilities, Benimaru now stands on par with awakened beings in terms of power, skills, and capability. The next one is Xian. I knew she had potential, but I didn't know it was this much. After training with Diablo, she has reached new heights. Right now, she is slightly weaker than Benimaru, but she is still plenty strong. Under the tutelage of Diablo, her skills have become more refined, and she has gained some dignity, elegance, and manners. Man, Diablo sure knows how to teach wild people. She has gotten a notable increase in her existence value, now boasting a count of almost 600k. Alongside this growth, she has gained a unique skill called Master Chef. This skill not only enhances her combat capabilities, but also grants her the ability to alter the outcome of her attacks or any situation she desires. In addition to Master Chef, she has the optimal action ability. This allows her to analyze and determine the best possible course of action in the given condition. When these skills are utilized effectively in tandem, they elevate her combat prowess to what can be considered an ultimate level skill. Even with her unique skill and her strength, she can't defeat Benimaru, and it's not just because of the difference in their unique skills, but their overall combat abilities. Unlike Xian, who relies heavily on brute force despite possessing a good skill set, Benimaru has mastered his skills to their fullest extent. His control over the element of flames is unparalleled, excluding Shizu and Velgrynd, of course. Additionally, his strategic planning and tactical acumen are highly impressive. With these attributes, he outsmarts Xian in battle. If Benimaru were to awaken, there's a good chance he would acquire an ultimate skill, further boosting his power. His strength would reach new levels, and his flames might even possess the ability to cut through space itself. On the other hand, if Xian were to awaken, she would also acquire an ultimate skill, elevating her strength and abilities to unimaginable heights. However, given Benimaru's mastery and strategic thinking, it's likely he would find a way to win against her. The fact is, Xian holds the upper hand in terms of brute strength and potential ultimate skill. However, she lacks mastery over it. On the other hand, Benimaru, despite not possessing skills of the caliber of Xian's, has mastery over his skills along with various techniques. His ability to make plans and strategic thinking is also better compared to Xian's. So, in the end, even if both were to acquire an ultimate skill, the chances of Benimaru's victory are higher than Xian's. After Xian comes Ranga. Oh boy, my irresistibly cute and fluffy puppy has become so strong. It's hard to believe how adorable and fluffy he still is, even with all that power. It's because after spending so much time in my shadow and absorbing my aura, along with some training, Ranga has become quite strong. You might wonder, since I don't release any aura or energy unless I want to, how Ranga is absorbing my aura from staying inside my shadow. The answer to that question is that I've stored a portion of my aura and energy within my shadow, specifically for him to absorb and become stronger. Well, with that said, he has also received a good boost in magic. Now his existence value is around 400k. He doesn't have any unique skill yet, but I am thinking that I should help him acquire one after this Orc Lord stuff happens. Well, that's about it. It seems we're almost near the marshlands. By the way, Saoi has already contacted me, saying he has encountered that idiot sister, and that the idiot lizard has started a rebellion and begun attacking the orcs. Seriously, if he isn't going to become my subordinate, then I would have already killed him the moment I saw him. Well, for the time being, I've ordered Sawa to heal her and save the previous chief of the lizardmen. You see, if he's not around, it would require additional efforts on my part to bring the lizardmen under my control. Instead of changing the plan, I prefer to stick to my original plan. Bro, I've been wondering about something for a while. Can I ask you? As we're traveling to the marshlands using deerwolves as our means of transport, Veldora suddenly asks me out of the blue. And why is he hovering beside me like a fly? Well, if you're wondering when Veldora returned, it was a week ago. He came back from visiting Ramrus, and let me tell you, he made quite the dramatic entrance. Sigh. He just appeared out of nowhere without giving any notice of his return. Well, I sense he was coming back, I didn't pay much attention to it. That turned out to be a mistake because when he returned, he was enveloped in red light, and his hair turned blue. I think this is the reason why he wanted to learn light magic. He wanted to copy a certain someone. On top of that, he was screaming loudly, sounding much like a certain monkey. Upon reaching the village, he continued his loud proclamations, saying that he had become a Super Saiyan Blue KX 1000. I had to knock some sense into him to get him to stop, as he was so engrossed in his antics that he ignored my scolding. He only acts this way around me, not when he's outside or with other people, so I guess it's fine. But I can't help but wonder, what does he want to talk about? It's unusual for Veldora to be so hesitant about initiating a conversation. Normally, he just says whatever is on his mind. Why is he acting this way now? Yes, you can ask whatever you want, I replied nonchalantly. Well, I've been wondering, Veldora began, his tone more serious than before. You're the strongest being, with power beyond anyone's comprehension. Your wishes shape reality, and whatever you think happens. The entire existence is but a fleeting thought of yours. Everything originates from you. So, why haven't you created anything up until now? Big Bro Veldora created the tensura world and the Void created the fiction world. Why haven't you done something similar? Where is your creation? This question has been bugging me for a while. Can you please answer me? Veldora finished his question. I see, so he's genuinely curious and interested about this, huh? Well, I don't have any problem telling it to him, but it will take more time, and I'm currently short on time. Should I send the others ahead, or should I postpone our talk? What should I do? Master, I have a suggestion. Why is Ciel communicating with me through our minds? When she's right in front of me, riding on Ranga alongside Shizu. Well, let's hear her out first. Yes, I'm listening. Well, it's unusual for Veldora to ask questions like this. I think it would be wise to answer him first. As for the battle, we can send the others ahead and entrust Diablo with the charge. He can handle things there. I see. It's true that Veldora doesn't often ask questions like this. I should answer him first. And if Diablo is handling the battle, I'm sure everything will proceed as I want. So let's go with Ciel's suggestion. Halt. With Ciel's suggestion in mind, I signal for everyone to stop. What's the matter, Rimuru-sama? Benimaru was the first to ask, with everyone else eagerly waiting for my response behind him. Well, everyone, there's been a change of plans, I began, addressing the group. We'll need to split up for now. All of you will proceed with the battle. Benimaru, I'm entrusting you with the task of leading the troops and devising any necessary strategies. Diablo, you'll oversee everything, ensuring all goes according to plan. Turning to the group, I continued, as for Ciel, Shizu, Veldora, and myself, we have matters that require our presence here. So, we'll stay. With that, I finished what I wanted to say. The others seemed taken aback by the sudden change in plans, their faces showing confusion. However, Diablo, flying beside me along with Benimaru, Shion, and Hakuro, was unfazed. Well, I expected Diablo to remain composed. Seeing the others maintain their calm was genuinely impressive. Understood, my lord. I will execute your orders precisely, Diablo said, speaking on behalf of everyone. Rest assured, Rimuru-sama, we will burn those pigs to ashes until nothing remains behind, Benimaru responded with a confident smile. That's the thing I like about this guy, he's always confident. Yes, Rimuru-sama, rest assured we won't disappoint you. I will personally kill with that orc lord, Shion exclaimed in her usual excited voice, swinging her dachi for emphasis. What am I going to do about this girl? Yeah, just be careful. You may proceed now. With that, I gave them permission to move forward. Rimu. While I was focusing on the group, Shizu called out to me, tugging on the sleeve of my shirt. Yes, honey. I sweetly replied to her. Well, you see, I want to accompany them. Can I go with them? She asked in a timid voice, trying to act cuter than usual. Why? What's the matter? Don't you want to stay with me? I questioned her, as since she returned from the human country, she never goes off alone like this. Well, it's just that I want to see how much my student has progressed. I want to witness his capabilities on a real battlefield, she said, looking at Benimaru with the kind of intensity a parent has when their child is about to take an exam. Under Shizu's intense gaze, Benimaru began to sweat, probably remembering his training with Shizu. It is understandable, he had been through the rigorous training of Shizu, which is worse than hell. Well, if you want to, then it's fine, but please be safe, I agreed with her. I knew how much she enjoyed teaching and mentoring others. I knew her passion for teaching. And as she had started to train Benimaru, he had become one of her students, and like any dedicated teacher, she wanted to see his progress. If that's what she wanted, I wouldn't stop her. Thanks, dear, she said, giving me a light kiss on the lips. As the kiss ended, Ciel and I stepped down from Ranga's back, leaving Shizu, Ranga, and the others ready to head towards the orcs. Well, if that's all, then you guys should leave now, I said to them after stepping down from Ranga's back. Glory to Rimuru-sama, Benimaru declared. Following him, all of them started chanting my name. With that, they departed towards the orcs. Now, as for the answer to your question, I started, addressing Veldora.